Hello and welcome to another episode of When You're Bored in GTA. In this episode, I explain my favourite things to do when I am bored in this game. One thing that is really cool that you can only do in single player is actually enter spaces where you're not actually supposed to go. You can do this by punching, switching character at the right time, and then switching back, and that gets you through certain unopenable doors. As you can see in this case, I am exploring the police department and you can actually go into some rooms that you've never been able to go into. One of the most underrated things to do in the game these days is to actually use vehicles like the Phantom Wedge or the Vamp Buggy. I remember back in the day, these things were the funnest things ever, and they still are. These things knock over everything, and it is one of my favourite things to use. One of the best things to do in this game, when I'm bored, is actually weirdly to get an off-road vehicle and actually go off-roading. Now, I know GTA isn't known for off-roading vehicles, but if you get the vehicle like a Drogger, it is actually pretty fun to off-road, and it is sometimes pretty tricky to get up some mountains. For example, try to go up Mount Chiliad, but not using the traditional routes. A big problem in GTA is having too much money, but not being able to spend it anywhere. One of my favourite things to do is actually grab pedestrian vehicles off the road and try reinvent them to maybe look really good. I take it to an LS Customs, upgrade it as much as I can, make it look as good as I want it to be, and maybe on a very rare occasion actually keep the vehicle. Another thing I weirdly like to do in this game is destroy a vehicle as much as possible without actually destroying it completely. Try and make it as damaged as possible, but still making it usable. As previously spoken about, I said one of GTA's biggest problems is actually having too much money to spend. Now, this one can get actually really costly, going up into the millions, but what I like to do is actually buy a new garage and fill that garage up with cars in a certain theme. In this case, I'm showing you my movie The Cars garage with a car that I got Lightning McQueen and two of the other characters. You can do this with just about anything, and it's pretty cool to show other people this as well. One of the funnest things to do in this game is actually block off a road with a bus. You can do this to just destroy all the vehicles at the end, but what I like to do is actually block off the road where the only way out of it is for the pedestrians to drive off the bridge. There are so many locations where you can do this, and I have even suggested some on my Facts and Glitches series. When I'm bored, I try to give other players a sight to see. One of the best ways to do this is to actually grab a cargo bob and a rhino tank and wedge the wing of the Kasatka in between them. This flips the Kasatka up and you can actually get it inland. There's various ways you can get it inland, and it's just kind of weird to see the Kasatka sit in the middle of nowhere. Another weirdly fun thing to do in this game is actually to use the up and atomizer on just about anything. I like to use it on a busy road as it normally causes chaos and can create some pretty funny instances. That concludes this episode of When You're Bored in GTA. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe as it is the best way to support my channel, and thank you for watching.